The Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra and the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra, two of the most powerful Android tablets on the market. Also, the only two devices I've had such a hard time when trying to fit them both onto the same screen. Both of these devices have been out for quite some time, and one might think choosing between these two tablets would be easy, but it heavily depends on what you need and what you want, really. That is why I'm here to help you hopefully figure things out by comparing the two of these. In this in-depth comparison between these two devices, I'll go over the most important stuff so you can figure out whether to spend more money or spend less money. So let's go ahead and start this off right by taking a look at what you're going to get in the box with either one of these tablets. The first thing, if this happens to be the first thing you pick up, you're going to get is a double-sided USB Type-C cable. The second thing you're going to get in here is your SIM ejector tool. And then the next thing is your quick start guide / terms and conditions. The last thing you're going to get is an S Pen, which is going to correspond with the color of the tablet you got. The Tab S8 Ultra has only been available in this graphite color since launch, and that is still the case. Your storage options are going to be 128 gigabytes, 256 gigabytes, or 512 gigabytes. The Tab S9 Ultra is available in the same graphite color, but also a new beige color, which is actually kind of more like a silver color. In terms of storage options, you have three also, which are 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, and 1 terabyte, all of which are available in both color options. The dimensions of both tablets are the exact same. There is a slight weight difference between both of these tablets, but honestly, it's pretty negligible. Both tablets also use the same Gorilla Glass 5, which, like all Gorilla Glass variants, is supposed to have a great scratch resistance. Somehow, though, my Tab S9 Ultra has caught 2 scratches, as you can see here. Hopefully, if you can't see it, they are here. I thought that these actually might have been dust or something else, but when I run my fingernail over them, I can actually feel grooves, so just be very, very careful and get yourself a screen protector. If you were to try and go ahead and discern any differences just by looking at the front of both devices, you'd have a hard time since they virtually have the same appearance. The same can be said about the sides of both tablets, with those also being virtually similar or the same. However, when you move around to the back of each tablet, you'll notice a few minor changes, with one of them being important if you own a certain accessory. Around the back here, you can see that things look pretty similar, but the antenna lines on the S9 Ultra have an ever so slightly different design, with part of it being bent out to the right a little here. The biggest design change you will see here is in reference to the camera setup between both of these two devices. Whereas the Tab S8 Ultra has an island where both of its cameras, the flash, and back microphone live, the Tab S9 Ultra has 2 individual camera bumps here, and the flash is also separate. You can also see that it does not have a microphone back here since it's actually been moved to the top of the tablet. Both tablets do still have 3 microphones, just FYI. Like I said before, the design of the S8 Ultra compared to the S9 Ultra isn't all that different, but does make the difference when you have accessories for the S8 Ultra. Since Samsung went ahead and changed the design of the cameras on the S9 Ultra, any covers you have for the S8 Ultra should technically work, but the only issue is that if those accessories conform to the camera design of the S8 Ultra, then you won't be able to fit that portion over the cameras of the S9 Ultra. If you are like me and bought the keyboard cover for the S8 Ultra originally, then one thing you will be happy to know is that the keyboard portion does indeed work with the Tab S9 Ultra. You do get a message stating that it isn't designed for the S9 Ultra, but I've had no issues using it, and I'm surely not dropping another $349 for the one that's supposed to be for the S9 Ultra just because Samsung wants me to. One of the biggest benefits of the design of the S9 Ultra is its IP68 certification. This means that this is the first S series tablet from Samsung that can stand up to weather in some way, shape, or form. A huge benefit for someone like me who creates all of the content for my YouTube channel on my tablet and takes it outside sometimes. I do think that it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. If you do end up getting some moisture in your Tab S9 Ultra, please, please, please do not insert the charger until you dry it out completely. The display specifications for both of these tablets are also very similar, with them both having the same resolution as the other. They're both also 120 Hz capable, and both have a 16:10 aspect ratio. They're both also HDR10 Plus compliant. For the try-hard pixel peepers out there, be aware that there is what appears to be a minuscule difference between the pixel density of both of these displays. The S8 Ultra has a pixel density of 240 ppi, while the S9 Ultra has a pixel density of 239 ppi, so just 1 ppi difference. There's also a difference in terms of the maximum brightness between these tablets. I couldn't find exact constant numbers since Samsung doesn't choose to actually dictate these numbers, but I've seen that the S8 Ultra has a max brightness of 420 or 583 nits, while the S9 Ultra has a max brightness of 930 nits, where applicable. When it comes to processing power, the S8 Ultra has the now older but still very, very capable Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, while the S9 Ultra comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. As always, it really does come down to exactly what you're doing on any device as to whether you'd see a significant performance gain. However, I can say that during my time with the S9 Ultra, it's been pretty snappy, but not much more so than my S8 Ultra. Where things may make the difference, though, is when it comes to graphical capabilities between these two tablets. You can do anything and everything on either of these, but you might see that the S9 Ultra handles things a bit more efficiently in certain cases, like in this graphics test you're currently seeing. Like I said, it all comes down to a lot of different factors, such as optimization of applications, whether that application can actually take full advantage of the processor and graphics combo, and other things. So I take all of this information here with a grain of salt nonetheless, and really and truly don't worry about it too much unless you're in a field that requires you to actually worry about it. On the connectivity front, there's really not much going on here either. Things are pretty similar here, with both tablets having Wi-Fi 6E and USB 3.2 Gen 1 speeds out of that Type-C port on both of them. The only main connectivity piece that is different between these two is the version of Bluetooth. The S8 Ultra comes with Bluetooth 5.2, while the S9 Ultra has been upgraded to Bluetooth 5.3, and that's really all to talk about with connectivity. The camera specs haven't really changed much here again either. I feel like that's something I've been saying all along with this comparison, but whatever. Both tablets do come with the two main 12 megapixel front-facing cameras. On the backside, you still have the same main 13 megapixel camera, but the ultra-wide camera on the S9 Ultra has been slightly bumped up to 8 megapixels over the 6 megapixel one on the S8 Ultra. Now, of course, all of these specs are fine and dandy, but to give you a better idea of what these cameras are capable of, let's go ahead and take a look at some samples. To hear the differences in speaker quality, I'm just going to jump right into an audio sample. So you're going to want to adjust your volume because this is actually going to be pretty loud. Do it now. So hopefully that little audio sample gave you an idea of what to expect from both of these speakers. And I have my opinions on which one I like better. And by the way, that was music I made like years and years ago in my teenage years, but it actually helped me sort of see the difference between the speakers here. Anyway, let us move on to the microphone test here of both of these tablets. And by microphone test, I've pre-recorded something here for you all to hear, and I'll play them separately so you can go back and forth to see which one sounds better, if you please. This is a test of the microphones within both of these tablets, which I'm assuming is going to sound pretty clear and can be used for things like basic interviews or whatever have you, whatever you choose to use these microphones for. This is a test of the microphones within both of these tablets, which I'm assuming is going to sound pretty clear and can be used for things like basic interviews or whatever have you, whatever you choose to use these microphones for. So when it comes to the battery and charging specifications for both of these tablets, they are the exact same. And that is actually true of basically most of Samsung's lineup, if not all of Samsung's lineup for the past like 2 to 3 years. Samsung refuses to change the charging speeds on all their devices. So what you're working with here is a max charging speed of 45 watts. Now, I do not have two 45-watt chargers, so I'll be charging these using 25-watt chargers, which for some reason dictate that they are super fast, but that is beyond me. It's also kind of a slap in the face that they only give you a cable in the box to charge these large batteries. Anyway, let me go ahead and get these tablets up to 100%, and then we will do a battery drain test. All right, so this is going to be a pretty simple test. I'm just playing these 4K, no copyright free videos here. They are like 41 minutes or a little bit longer than that. I'm going to be playing these for about 30 minutes. I don't even know what time it is right now, but essentially I'll be playing these for 30 minutes, seeing how far the battery drains, and I will come back within 30 minutes or a little bit more. Maybe I'll give it some more time. I'll be back. All right, so I am back and it is 11:05 right now, which my camera's not focusing, but that's all right. I locked focus on the tablets. This is a little bit over 30 minutes, but that actually makes it better for all of us because we can see an accurate test. So let's see what these are at. All right, so as we can see here, well, I mean, that's like ridiculously small, but I'll tell you, the S8 Ultra is at 94% and the S9 Ultra is at 98%. Now, if you take a look at the battery estimates, you'll actually see that it states that the S8 Ultra will last longer, and that's why I never go by those battery estimates. But anyway, it does seem like there are some efficiency gains with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that is in the S9 Ultra. So now that we got this done, let's go ahead and move on to the battery charge test, which I'm probably going to do tomorrow because it's really late at night. All right, so it is now the next morning, so now I can do this battery charge test. I'm still kind of tired. Anyway, what I have done is drain these batteries to 51%. I did that by running that graphics test that you saw before in the processor and performance part of this review. And I had to actually run that about 8 times in order to get these batteries down to 51%. So that actually does bode well for the battery life of these tablets. But anyway, I'm going to charge them using 25 watt chargers because, like I said, I only have 145 watt. So, 25 watt is the one that most people are going to have. So let's go ahead and do that. And I will be back within 30 minutes. It is right now 9:26. So let's see how far these things get. All right, so I am back and it's a little over the 30 minutes, but things happen. So let's go ahead and see where these tablets are at. Okay, so this is actually a little interesting. The Tab S8 Ultra, if you can't see it on the left, is at 77%. While the S9 Ultra is at 72%. Now, like I said, I'm using two 25 watt chargers with the same exact cables, and they're plugged into the same exact wall outlets and everything. So that's pretty interesting. That is pretty interesting. It could also be because the battery adjustment software they have within Samsung devices hasn't adjusted to my usage habits yet. I don't know, but either way, that is pretty interesting. So yeah, there's your result. On the software front, I really don't have anything to say here. Really and truly, you're going to get the same exact software on both of these devices, and that's something that Samsung has been good at for these last couple of years. So I'm running One UI 6.1 on the Tab S9 Ultra with Android 14, and as you can see here, I'm actually downloading that same exact update for the Tab S8 Ultra. So really and truly, you don't really have to worry about the S8 Ultra becoming obsolete anytime soon. As a matter of fact, it probably still has about maybe 2 to 3 more years of updates. And if it doesn't, honestly, not such a big deal, at least in my opinion anyway. All right, so that is pretty much all I have for you with a comparison between both of these tablets. And if you didn't catch the theme here, it's that there really isn't much significant difference between these two tablets. I don't know if I mentioned it before, I probably did, but really the reason I went for the Tab S9 Ultra is because I needed something with double the storage, and I like the fact that there is water resistance here. However, for everybody else, if you don't need those things, really the S8 Ultra is a very, very good and viable option. So I definitely wouldn't shy away from it just because it is older now, really. Now, of course, if you did find this comparison helpful, I would appreciate if you did one of the things a normal YouTuber would probably ask you to do. Also, if you are looking to make a purchase for one of these tablets, I do have some affiliate links in the description below. And if you would take a look at those and purchase from one of those, that would really, really help me out. However, if you can find these tablets at a better price somewhere else, I will always tell any and everybody, go ahead and do your thing. Go save some money because, you know, that's what we all trying to do. Anyway, like I said, I do hope this comparison was helpful. Thank you for watching. I guess I should end this off the same way I always do. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, or a great night, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.